The left is weaponizing our justice system to ruin those who the activists disagree with. Welcome to the Bald Brad Show. Before we get into our story today, please take a moment right now to support the channel by hitting that like and subscribe button. It really does help support the channel, and it also forces the YouTube algorithm to send my videos out there to new viewers who haven't seen my content or my channel. With that being said, our story of the day comes from our friends over at Blaze Media. It is written by the man, the myth, the legend. Yes, folks, you said it correctly, Phil Shiver, and he titles it, "Judge Finds Masterpiece Cakeshop for Refusing to Make a Cake Celebrating a Transgender Woman's Transition." Now, this Colorado Christian baker should sound very familiar to all of you because he had a case previously that went up to the Supreme Court, and the case was built around him refusing to bake a custom cake for a same-sex couple's wedding. And he said, look, it goes against my Christian beliefs, and so I'm not going to bake you a cake. And he ultimately won that suit. Well, now he's back again because he's refusing to bake a cake, another custom cake for a transgender person. And Phil says here, the Colorado Christian baker who was famously sued over his refusal to make a custom cake celebrating a same-sex couple's wedding has now been fined by a Colorado court for refusing to make a cake celebrating transgenderism. Masterpiece Cakeshop owner Jack Phillips was ordered to pay a $500 fine by Denver District Judge Bruce Jones on Tuesday for violating anti-discrimination laws by denying a transgender activist's attorney's request that he make a cake celebrating their gender transition. Now, my thing about this is when you're creating laws and regulations to help a certain group of people, and it goes with the economics argument too, and the fallacies with it, is that you're helping a certain group out, but you're also hurting other groups. And you're seeing it here with this Christian baker, where he says, I shouldn't be forced to service somebody that goes against my religious beliefs on what I'm servicing them for. And so again, it's almost like indentured servitude here, where the government's forcing this guy to bake cakes for people, and he shouldn't be forced to do anything he doesn't want to. And kind of the belief on it is that it's his business. He takes on all the risk. He shouldn't be forced to service anybody he doesn't freaking want to. Again, it's his business. And I know a lot of people go, whoa, well, hold on a second. I'm not for discrimination, all these other things. Neither am I. But I believe in capitalism and the free market, and I believe the market's going to see businesses like his survive or not survive. And he's only hurting himself here by not servicing these people. Again, I understand his whole religious beliefs for not servicing them, but I'm coming from a business standpoint by saying he should service them because they're going to take their business and take it elsewhere, most likely a competitor, and word of mouth is going to be that this guy doesn't service people. And so now he just lost a ton of business and might go out of business because he chose not to service, say, that gay couple or this couple. Now, again, that's outside of the externality of him being religious and not baking cakes for certain types of people. But on a business standpoint, again, the market's going to decide whether he survives or not. And that's the free market aspect to it. And also the free market aspect of why business owners should be able to discriminate on whoever the hell they want for any freaking reason they want. Again, I'm not for discriminating against people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying on a business standpoint, a business owner should be able to do whatever the hell they want. And that's one of them. The request in question was made June 26, 2017 by a local attorney named Autumn, who asked Phillips to make a custom cake with a blue exterior and a pink interior to celebrate and reflect a transition from male to female. Well, Phillips, who notched a victory in the Supreme Court in 2018 over his refusal to make a wedding cake for a same-sex couple, used essentially the same argument in his denial that a devout Christian, he cannot create a custom cake that expresses messages or celebrates events in conflict with his religious beliefs. So basically saying, look, I had this argument before, it worked for the Supreme Court then, it should work for the Supreme Court now. It's not all too different. During court proceedings, Phillips' lawyer explained that he believes as a matter of religious conviction that sex, the status of being male or female, is given by God. And I mean, this has been the same for all out human history as far as I'm concerned. So I don't even know why this is up for debate. And biologically determined and is not determined by perceptions or feelings and cannot be chosen or changed. Absolutely right. Again, I don't know why this is up for debate. It blows my mind, I'm sure as all of yours as well. It says, after the initial lawsuit, which was pursued through the Colorado Civil Rights Commission, failed, the attorney filed another lawsuit, this time taking the complaint to the state court. The avenue has proven fruitful for his case in the past. Now, my thing with all this, again, it goes down to why can't you just go somewhere else to get your cake baked? Why do you got to mess with the guy? You know that he's a Christian baker. You know he doesn't service people that are part of the LGBTQRS ILMNOP community. So just go somewhere else and leave the guy alone and let him run his business. That's all I'm getting. These leftists demand everything from other people. They demand us to change our reality that men could be women and women could be men and all these other things. Look, just go get your cake baked. If not, just make it your damn self. They have box cakes that are really good. I mean, I'm all for the Betty Crocker cakes. The devil's food is on point, but you don't have to force somebody to service you that doesn't want to service you. It says in the decision, Judge Jones wrote, anti-discrimination laws are intended to ensure that members of our society who have historically been treated unfairly, who have been deprived of even the everyday right to access businesses to buy products, are no longer treated as others. But again, as I stated previously, is that by you passing this anti-discrimination laws, yes, you are helping a certain subgroup of people, but you're also hurting a subgroup. I can't even say my words properly, but a subgroup of other people. So there's really no happy medium here. And again, that's why we have a free market that's going to decide on these types of situations for us. In response to the ruling, the Alliance Defending Freedom, the firm representing Phillips, wrote that the most recent lawsuit could be financial ruin on Jack and his business and vowed to appeal the district court's ruling. And they're absolutely right here. People know, especially the LGBTQ community, the leftists, the progressives know that this person's not going to bake them certain cakes. And so what's stopping them from going into the business saying, hey, I want you to bake this cake for my same-sex couple wedding, and you know that he's going to refuse it, go file a lawsuit, and now this guy just has to pay fine after fine after fine. And I don't know if it's exponential. I don't know if it goes from 500 to 1,000, 1,500 to 2,000, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think it does. But what's stopping people from doing that? You're just going to drive the guy out of business. Now, is that a sense of also being free market? Yeah, but you know what? If the anti-discrimination laws weren't there, I mean, he could have been drove out of business regardless. But still, I mean, you're screwing with the guy and you're going against his religious freedom. And it's just kind of messed up if you think about it at the end of the day. It's just kind of wrong. And again, the left are constantly demanding things of people rather than, again, just go somewhere else and just have them bake the cake for you. It's a freaking cake. And I get that they could have the same argument of like, hey, you could just bake the cake for us. It's a freaking cake. But again, religious people, I'm religious, I'm Christian. I get it. You shouldn't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. That's all I'm saying. In response to the ruling, the Alliance Defending Freedom, the firm representing Phillips, wrote again that the appeal, they would end up appealing this decision from the court. Radical activists and government officials are targeting artists like Jack because they won't promote messages on marrying and sexuality that violate their core convictions. ADF General Counsel Kristen said in a statement, "We will appeal the decision and continue to defend the freedom of all Americans to peacefully live and work accordingly to their deeply held beliefs without fear of punishment." She added that the case represents a disturbing trend, the weaponization of our justice system to ruin those whom the activists disagree. And that's exactly right. And you see them weaponizing all sorts of things like social media, the big tech going against conservatives and Republicans. You also see them trying to create this cancel culture where anybody that disagrees with them should be canceled. Also just the social fabric where anybody that disagrees with them is a racist. So you're seeing the left and the progressives ultimately weaponize everything about America here and doing terrible things to our country, our social fabric, to institutions, to business owners like this. And it's completely wrong, folks. We all know it's wrong, but I wanted to keep you updated on what's going on in the LGBT community and how they're treating our business owners all across the United States. This is just one of many, folks. And so hopefully if there's anything out there that we could do to support this guy, we should be able to do it. If there's any sort of links that I can find that's helping this guy out with his attorney fees, his legal fees, I'll make sure I post it in the description. But there you have it, folks. This comes from, again, Blaze Media. It is written by the legend Phil Shiver. I hope all of you are doing well, and I will see you here next time on The Bald Brad Show.